My parents told me to give up my bedroom, the one ID lived in my entire life, to my sister, S kids. When I said no, my dad slammed his fork on the table and shouted, "Then move out." So I did. And a few months later, I bought a $1.2 million house, directly across the street from theirs. Now every morning they have to see me living the life they said I'd never achieve. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or told you'd never make it, this story's for you. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and get ready for the sweetest revenge I've ever tasted. Let's dive in. I grew up in a family where favoritism wasn't just subtle, it was a tradition. My older sister Emma was the golden child. Straight A's, married early, gave my parents grandkids, basically the perfect daughter in their eyes. Me, I was disappointed. The dreamer. I didn't go to college right away. I wanted to start my own business, a small tech startup. My parents laughed at that idea. My dad once said, "You can't even fix your laptop. How are you going to run a company?" It stung, but I ignored it. I worked hard, learned to code, networked, and built something small but growing. Still, at family dinners, my achievements never seemed to matter. Then one evening, during our usual Sunday dinner, everything exploded. We were eating together, like always, when Emma announced that her family was moving back into town. My mom's eyes lit up. "That's wonderful. You can stay here while you find a place," she said. I didn't think much of it until my dad added, "Actually, you can take my name's room. He can move into the basement." I froze mid-bite. "What?" I asked. "You're an adult now," my mom said casually. "You don't need the big room. The kids will need space." "But this is my home too," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "Why can't they use the guest room?" My dad sighed like I was being selfish. "Don't start, son. You live here rent-free. The least you can do is help your sister." Emma didn't say a word, just smiled, that smug, pitying smile that said, "You always lose." I swallowed hard. "No, I'm not moving out of my room." That's when my dad snapped. His fork clattered on the plate and his voice thundered across the table. "Then move out." The table went silent. My mom gasped, but she didn't stop him. I just sat there staring at my plate, my chest tightening. And then I quietly said, "All right." That night, I packed my things. I didn't yell, didn't argue. I just left. I had some savings from my small software business, but not enough for a house, barely enough for a few months' rent. So I rented a tiny studio apartment downtown. It was cold, cramped, and smelled like the previous tenant's cat. My mom called once. She said, "You're being dramatic. Come home and apologize to your father." Apologize? For what? For not giving up my own room? That call was the moment something in me snapped. I decided I would never need their approval again. Not ever. I poured everything into my startup. Every line of code, every late night, every setback, it became fuel. When loneliness hit, I reminded myself, they don't believe in you. Prove them wrong. 2 years passed. My app, a small project management tool for freelancers, started gaining traction. We got our first investors, then a few corporate clients. The day I signed a $350,000 contract with a major company, I sat in my car and cried. Not out of joy, but out of relief. All the years of being called a failure, of being dismissed, it all led here. And as fate would have it, one afternoon, I was driving through my old neighborhood. That's when I saw the for sale sign. It was the house right across the street from my parents. A beautiful, newly renovated property, $1.2 million asking price. I pulled over, staring at it. And then I laughed. It was poetic. It was perfect. I called the agent and said, "I want to buy it, in full." A few months later, I moved in. The moving trucks rolled down the street, and my parents were standing outside, watching in disbelief. My mom's mouth fell open. My dad's face turned red. I could see Emma through their window, pointing. When I walked up to the front door, my dad finally called out, "You're living here?" I smiled. "Yep, right across from you. Closer to family, right?" He didn't respond. My mom forced a smile, saying something about nice timing. But I could see the unease in her eyes. For the next few weeks, they avoided me. But one evening, I saw my dad standing in his driveway, just staring at my house. The cars parked outside, the modern design, the life he said I could never afford. And it hit me. This wasn't just about money. It was about self-worth. About proving that I didn't need their validation to succeed. Ironically, a few months later, Emma's husband lost his job. They were struggling financially. Guess who my mom called for help? Son, your sister's having a hard time. Do you think you could loan them a little? For a moment, I almost felt pity. But then I remembered that dinner. The way they told me to move out, like I didn't belong. So I said calmly, I can't. I'm still paying off my house. She sighed, clearly disappointed. I just thought family helps family. I smiled. Exactly. That silence on the other end of the phone? That was my closure. Now, every morning when I sip my coffee on the balcony, I can see my parents' house across the street. Sometimes my dad is out watering the plants. He looks up, sees me, and quickly turns away. We still talk occasionally, but it's polite, distant. The balance has shifted. They can't look down on me anymore, literally or figuratively. And here's the thing. I didn't buy that house just to show off. I bought it as a reminder that self-respect matters more than family approval, that sometimes you have to lose your home to finally build your own. In the end, revenge wasn't the house. It was the peace that came with it. Because true revenge isn't about making others feel small. It's about standing tall where they once told you to bow down. So if you've ever been underestimated, just remember, the best revenge isn't payback, it's progress. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that success speaks louder than words. Tell me in the comments, have you ever been told you never make it? Because sometimes those are the people who push us hardest without even knowing it. Until next time, stay strong, stay humble, and keep building your own story.